Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of NoWrongConvos. I'm Bond.
I'm Femi.
OG. Shody.
And today we have a very serious topic. Today we're going to talk about us guys, men. I'm going to talk about the emotional side of men, how men show their emotions, if men can show their emotions, if men are allowed to show. In fact, let me not.
How men deal with their emotions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So how men deal with their emotions, So, I mean, yeah, fair enough. My point of view, the traditional guy, is like the hardest guy out there. Do you understand? He doesn't cry. He never stops. Do you understand? He never seems phased. Nothing can distract him from his goals. What he's trying to achieve. Sure, you get. So, so over time, I mean, there's always been the absence of shoulders to cry on, in the sense. I say that because I want to believe, from my own point of view, in those days, you understand what we're talking way back. Those guys never used to cry in front of their women. Do you understand? So, the reason why I say that, because if the fact that you don't have anybody to cry to now, shouldn't it be your wife, or do you get?
But my own is just no one gives a shit. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Is that the reason why there's no one to cry on? Because, I'll give my own personal experience. First of all, right, if we all sit down somewhere and we're all, laughing like we're just laughing before we got, going on air.
Yeah.
If someone else comes and starts, maybe just says, man, guys, or more, and says some personal shit.
I just collect breakfast too.
Do you get exactly?
They go laugh. It's funny enough. They could just laugh.
They'll tell you say, and because you wear that stupid shoe where you wear, you get, and we'll laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I it's a very interesting question, because first of all, why do we do that?
Okay, so for me, right, I think we need to go back to the beginning, right?
Childhood, huh?
How boys are brought up,
Yeah.
right? No matter how woke anybody wants to say they are or their family is, it has always been a thing where, as a boy in the house, you are built by your father or your grandfather or your brothers to be strong, right? Yeah. They make you watch boxing, make you watch wrestling, make you take karate lessons, make you play football, right?
And the girl does.
And the girl
ballet.
is,
she does ballet.
She's doing ballet, all of that. She's, if you say, let's go to the motherless baby's home, is the daughter they will carry first.
Yeah.
Even before the boy and all of that.
I know old rich Femi,
right?
I know old rich Femi, but my own time, 10-10.
Yeah, 10-10, Sway,
2013.
Yeah. And let me give you a physical example. You have a child who's 8 years old, who's a boy. He has a sister who's 5 years old, who's a girl. The girl slaps the boy, right? And the boy starts crying and goes to meet his father. Says, you can't slap me. Kill your shit. You are a man.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it up. Why are you crying? If he doesn't say beat her back, he will say, don't beat her.
Yes,
but don't
cry. You can't beat her back. You can't cry.
Exactly. You understand? So that already begins to mold
Is that
you.
unfair?
Yes,
can't beat her back.
Okay,
and
so,
you can't
so,
cry.
you can't slap her back and you can't cry.
I am an example
You
of
have dealt
this.
the hardest card, bro.
I am an example of this. I'll give you a very brief story. Very brief. So, I and my sister. So she was always, growing up, she was always taller, she was always bigger. I was very short.
Yeah, apparently.
I was very short.
You were very down to earth.
I was very down to earth. So she used to beat me.
Yeah, go on.
So my sister would beat me. And I would insult her with words. Then my dad will come back. My sister will go and report me to my father that Junior insulted me. Nobody say she beat me. Junior insulted me. My popsy will call me, go beat me. Now this happened like maybe 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Then at some point I couldn't get sense. I was like, so what is the difference between what's the missing thing? Me insulting her. So the fact that I would open my mouth to say she go beat me or I go insult her, she will go report me, but Papa go beat me. So now when we fight, I'll keep quiet. She will not have. There was nothing to report because I didn't insult her. So now when I have arguments with people, I'll keep quiet. So when even if I am my partner, I am my wife, we're talking, where there's an argument, I'll keep quiet and just listen. I won't. So that molded me as a man.
Yeah.
That so I'm buttressing your story. That I'm a life lesson. I'm living. Am I crying? You
No, I'm just saying.
I want to sit here and don't try cry.
Calm down.
I beg.
So now, based on that, I'm going to ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you think that has made you a better human being, or that has dumbed down or made you a more reserved person?
It has made me a better person because a lot of us need to shut up. We need to shut up.
Okay, Ryan, he's talking to
People
you.
talk too much.
Yeah.
You said a
You
lot of
basically, yeah, men, women, we talk too much. When you're having an argument with someone, shut up. If you the vex for me,
not only me day.
Bond. If you the vex, I not say be with it. If
Bond,
if you the vex for me, and I the vex for you, if me and you no talk, we no insult ourselves, but we no go quarrel, and we will not be enemies. We go sit down and we go trash up logically because we are men.
But
we
when
trash
they
things
argue,
out
you know they
logically.
ever agree.
Because you know get sense.
You know they ever
Now
agree.
why I not
don't
agree with you?
Okay, so I'm gonna move this on, right?
Yeah.
So from those younger days to where you become a teenager, right? I went to King's College, right? An all boys school, and you get insulted so much and trolled so much that if you don't get a thick skin, you either end up becoming depressed, being like hating yourself for life, or it makes you come out of it even stronger where nobody can tell you anything and all of that. You know, where they'll pick on your height, pick on your eyes, pick on your nose, pick on your, like, I remember like me, because my son name was Oshodi Glover. So everybody goes, Oshodi bus stop, you know,
sure
just
that
to
if I
round
did your
you
school
up
now, what's not going to
and all of that.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
and it was so much, but at that time, you cannot cry or sulk about it that, oh, this guy thought say my head be like bicycle. Then you now go and cry.
Yeah.
You understand? You automatically become a weakling.
Guy, I heard that. So you
Let me even say that thing about weakling thing.
Your head be like bicycle.
Wait.
So I went from.
No. I'm
Wait
saying,
now,
tell me.
you don't do.
Your head.
They tell me say my head be like
You
bicycle.
get one guy from my secondary school now, not gone.
Oh my God.
The guy get 9 angles.
They counting.
They'll see your nose. Rosemary, how far now?
Rosemary.
Like,
Bro, I was short.
Oh,
I was
yes.
short. I was the shortest guy.
been
Shortest guy in secondary school.
You've been shot.
They called me SMD. SMD meant
Short man
devil. In secondary school. Now they would say, hey, your papa, or they say your mama, please, excuse me, how will I not grow thick skin?
Femi, you went through a lot.
Please tell me, how would I not
no,
grow
but that's the thing. So
That's what we're talking
you
about.
might have grown
That's
you might have grown a thick skin, but a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? A lot of other
Can't deal
people
with it, dude.
has made them become very timid, afraid to come out. Some people would, I mean,
speak.
you're wearing a face cap. Well, I mean, but
You
you,
know,
have a
to
thick
try
skin,
out,
so
you know,
do you understand what I'm saying? But some people, because they are conscious of what they've said about them, like, oh, this one, that one, and that's just being a guy, right? Now, I'm going to move forward from secondary school, from university, going, you know, to when you get married or into a serious relationship and all of that. Let me give you an example. I lost my mother-in-law, right?
Sorry to hear.
And thank you. And my wife has cried. My sister-in-law's cried. My own mom has cried. My own sister's cried, and all of that. But I can't seem to find the tears. It's not that I don't feel it, right? But for the fact that I know that, man, I have to be strong for all of them.
Yes. Yes.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to be strong for all of them. Sometimes I want to break
You
the
wanna
fuck
break
down.
down.
But I'm not going to, because that's how I've been programmed, that you have to be a warrior. You have to be strong. You have to grind through it and all of that, right? I'll give you an example again. Why is it that it's okay for the wife to cry in the arms of her husband and the man is just there like, don't worry.
They don't see you finish.
But
They don't see you finish.
the husband cannot shed tears
You can't.
in the arms of his wife.
But my point is, this is the thing I want to ask now. We've said this can't. We've said all these things, right? It's who says you can't?
The thing is,
But see, let me tell you.
No, the thing is-
let me tell you, if you ask my wife,
you've cried so many times.
not so many times, Baba. If something worry me, it worry me. Like sometime, like a month ago, I lost my mom. So
Sorry to hear.
thank you so much, but still, you're an idiot.
No problem.
But I lost my mom, and of course, the only person I would cry with, the only person I would cry with, and to cry to, because she self cry. Two of us they cry. Person I would cry with and cry to is my wife.
But
Because
now
you know
make
why?
your wife cry.
Let me tell you why. You see, the problem with being emotional as a man is being emotional with the right person. Because if you're not emotional with the right person, then it messes you up. Then it messes with your brain. If you cry to the wrong person and the person laughs at you, then you'll never cry again.
Okay,
F1G.
so let me hold you there, right? Now, yes, you can cry with your wife because she's a woman. Naturally, she's emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever cried with any of your guys or in front of your guys?
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes. I have.
Who?
I have. And you know what they did? Do you know what they did? Guy, you be man now. You're not supposed to cry, guy. You be man.
I'm
No
going
worry.
cry
no
for
worry.
my front. I'm big.
Do you see? And we're just doing it. We are just doing it right now.
That's the thing. See, so
I know saying
see, that's the
Femi
thing.
own.
That's the thing. See, it happened. So I lost my mom. Right? Then a friend called me and said, "Guy,
Welcome
you
to
don't
the
say
club.
welcome." So they say things like "Welcome to the club." One, then they say, "Oh, you don't kill your mama now."
Mm.
And at some point, I was furious about it, but later on, like different people said it. I was like, okay, do you know what?
Yeah, but most of the guys that have the right to say that
They've lost their mom.
Yeah,
You know?
They've lost their mom or they lost their dad.
yeah.
So they have the right to. They've experienced. They've gone through that whole process of grieving and all that, so they can actually relate.
So you are going to say that to somebody else now?
It should die. See, listen. I know. Your dad is late.
No, my
right?
dad is late, but my mom's
Your
still
mom's still
alive.
alive. Yeah. So it's okay. What about you?
Both parents are still alive.
Both parents,
Move on,
right?
man. Move on.
What about you,
Oh,
boy?
wow, you can't even put my parents
What
on the
about you?
spot.
No,
Then
I'm just
they-
saying.
then they-
that I wish them good life,
they-
amazing
men,
life.
oh.
But you know what?
And
But you know what?
Be like say they mad. You want finish
Okay,
that?
okay.
I-
So hold on. There's four of us here, right? Bon, how many times have you cried in your life in public?
Omo.
I don't know.
Sure.
From now, I'm not gonna say
What's
as a teenager.
public?
From the age of 18.
20, let's say 20.
I think for me, I cry when I'm angry and frustrated. So if something gets me angry and I cannot,
Phantom.
I can't release the anger, whether because I have to restrain myself because maybe it's a woman or it's it's in a context where
It's
the boss or
usually
the
a woman.
office.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes you could be in an office setting where you know that if I hit this person, my job, my career, everything is done, and I'm in that stage, I see myself choke up in.
But do you
Right.
cry? But do you cry in front of them?
Of course not. So what will happen is I'll get choked up in that kind of thing. I have to
that is my
exit
point.
left.
Why is it a problem to not cry in front of them? Because you have to show strength,
Yes.
right?
If you
bad
cry,
guy,
if you
you have to
cry,
be-
And
if
then you walk
cry-
out of there with your face, your head held high, and just be
Yes.
like, okay, you don't win, no problem.
No, Allah.
Do you understand? No
So most
problem.
of the time, yeah. To be honest, yeah. If you even give, if you look at it, give it a second look, yeah. Like you said earlier on, it's happening when I was, teasing Femi. You just can't be weak. You'll be seen as a weak guy, whether it's on, is on the surface, whether it's a joke, they joke about it or not. Yeah, that weakness just seen as
Okay,
a,
so I
as
like
weakness.
how you said that, but now I feel that there's a shift from our generation to the Gen Zs. I feel like the Gen Zs now
I'm more emotional.
they're more emotional.
Yeah,
they talk about stuff a
program.
lot more.
Yeah, sorry.
You understand? Mental health is there. This is this. No, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with that. Blah blah blah. They say it as it is. They don't suck it up. We sucked up a lot of stuff. Took a lot of crap.
This guy, the Gen Z guys are allowed to be, be more emotional with themselves.
So that's why which is why
But,
I said,
it's switching.
No,
now. There are
wait,
dude,
wait.
we're going through a lot of,
Can I say
a lot
something?
of changes
Wait,
right now
wait.
in the
Okay,
world.
but I want to say something, and that's what I was talking about aloud, right? Because sometimes, like Bob Marley would say, a lot of this thing is mental slavery. Conditioning, programming. We have been programmed to feel a certain way. We've been programmed to say a certain thing. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. But however, there are people. I mean, Mike Tyson used to cry the same way in press conference, and he'll be crying, bawling his eyes out. I'm gonna eat your children.
Tyson, man.
But
I'm gonna fuck you up.
and it's in that emotional state. And so the truth is, some people have, are unlocked from there. There's so many things as men, and I think that's where most things are. Is that we have locked ourselves. So the truth is, I find that in a group of men, for instance, now, if somebody wants to start a topic that's uncomfortable, we all kind of look at each other.
We all
Right?
try to get high first.
Yeah, no, I'm even saying that exactly, but we all kind of look at each other.
Yeah.
And if it's not that kind of thing that nobody's backing this guy, we just kind of dismiss it.
Yeah.
Make it funny. But if one
Yeah.
person wants to say, "Oh, my baba, that thing they fuck me up,"
Yeah.
then we might actually have a brief
A brief
and
conversation.
good conversation
Yeah, about it.
about that thing that is fucking us, right? Because I mean, there was a time I was out. There's this place I go out drinking, usually in the evening, and we're talking about, and one guy mentioned school fees. I know someone at school fees time, man. This guy, I add a little extra white hair every time,
Yeah.
and another person, just
We're not going to talk. No, go on.
Baba don't pay school fees, die. So, and another person backed him up, and and we're not talking about the pressures of men, on how you see these kids don't care. They have to go to school. So three terms. School fees creeps up on you, and you have to pay this thing. People are taking loans. People are, and all this thing, and because you're a man, it's your responsibility.
And you have to take it in.
Right,
As a
you
man,
have
you
to take
love
it.
unconditionally.
And unfortunately,
everybody loves you based
and
on what you're
unfortunately,
providing.
and this is the funny thing, if you were to tell anybody, right, in out of context, for instance, now if you were to just tell that same conversation now, and everybody were too uneasy to have it, someone will say, "No, be your work, be that."
Yeah.
And the
Also,
conversation is dead.
now we begging me to go born.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the conversation ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what happens to the guy that brought up that conversation? The guy takes it and moves on with it. And it moves on with it. and
You
says,
know nobody's
"Guy,
down to hear your booty.
this is part of me.
It's my problem.
They'll call you
This
out.
is
Don't
my
worry. It's
problem.
your
This is
problem,
part
bro.
of me.
Don't bring that shit.
I need to handle it."
Yeah.
Okay, so are you guys saying that as men, we all need to try to be a little bit more receptive to other men's plights or when they say stuff?
Or the expectations, right?
No, not even expectations. Because when someone says something like that, because they say a problem half shared is a problem half solved, right? And I can tell you for a fact that a lot of us are guilty of dismissing other people's issues like that one a small thing, Joe.
True.
To that person, it is not a small issue.
True.
Yeah, true.
You understand?
There is another perspective. If I tell you a problem that is close to me, very close to me, that I'm being sad about, one, you laugh about it. One, two, you give me wrong advice.
3, you tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
You tell everybody about it. You are a
That's some shit
you're a
friends you
mouthy.
got there.
No, for example, now if you give me if I tell you that, for example, I tell you my girlfriend is messing up,
Femi is married.
right? Hold on. For example, I tell you my girlfriend is messing up, and your advice to me is,
Get a
guy,
new one.
what they do with that girl? Baba girls they road.
Meanwhile, I want to try to get.
But really, I love this girl and I want to marry her. You have no idea how far I've gone with this girl. Whether it's 2 months, it doesn't really matter. Time and conversation, they are two different.
Right.
Two
Some
different
guys have
spaces.
actually even given in to that kind of advice.
So when you give, so you let out a lot of things. That's why sometimes when they say now only 2 people they marriage, don't tell your father-in-law, don't tell your mother-in-law on both sides when you have a problem.
Sort it
you
out
do
between
each other.
See, where I even want to go with this. So yes, I understand that part of don't go around and say your shit outside. However, I want to take another angle because the truth is that problem is not problem. I mean, we're talking about mental problem. Let's say you want to talk about something, right? Oh, I'm having problems. Or I'm like, let me give you some things that happen. I'm sick. Right, I have this particular issue, right, and you want to talk about it, and I'm finding it hard to deal with it. How I'm doing this, and just an emotional thing. And to me, and I just thought about this when we're saying this, is one of the things, the difference between men and women is that women sometimes when a woman tells you something or when a woman says something, she does not want a solution to it.
You just want support.
She just wants support. She just wants someone to talk to and someone that will be there.
A woman
And
doesn't want
a solution to something. When she's telling you, oh, this is what's happening, this is telling you about her kind of, she's not asking for a solution. But for us men, we are wired to bring out a solution once we say so. So if somebody was to come and tell me now that his girlfriend is fucking up, I don't have a solution to that thing he's saying. Yeah. So
you would ask
either I say some
how?
shit out of context and out of my ass. Do you get to
based on your own understanding?
Forget my time. I know I don't have a solution. Do you get? I just say something out of my ass or I joke about it.
But guess what? Do you know that you have just buttressed Femi's points?
Yeah.
Meaning, listen more and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So a lot of times, guys, when they vent to their other friends, they just want you to listen.
Exactly.
Right? Because they want to get it off their chest. Yeah. They're going through stuff.
Yeah.
Health-wise, financial-wise, spiritual-wise, family-wise, different things are going on in a man's life, right? And he just wants somebody to talk to, right? But I think at the end of the day, this comes with maturity. When I was much younger, I'm pretty sure that when maybe my guy tells me, oh, I like this girl, blah, 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 I will laugh and say, this one, that one, and everything. But I'm at that age now whereby I would actually listen to you, right? And then I will know if you want to hear me give you my own point of view based on, okay, at least you go down experience one or two.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Experience is probably
Based on
definitely
experience, right?
different.
So I would say that for men, when you're going through stuff, everyone has friends for different reasons. Know the friend that you will talk to about for certain things, right? I'm pretty sure in one of our previous episodes, I think you asked me a question about how do you know the right person to marry, right? You can only ask me that because I'm married. I've been through it, right? I've played the game. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What's happening now?
Meanwhile, we need to have an episode on
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying
Move the
that
camera, go
when
this
you
guy.
know the kind of friends that you have, right? There are things that yes, you know, okay, this my guy is business savvy. Let me talk to him about it. It doesn't really have to do with he's a dick or he's not a dick or sabi talk or this one on it. But if it's somebody who is smart or who is learned or who has experienced such things, they know how to handle it, right? There's so many things that a man goes through, right? And you need to, at the end of the day, unburden yourself. Because if you don't unburden yourself, that is what leads to depression.
What happens? How do we unburden ourselves?
By talking about it.
Okay, so men, we don't really talk. So what we do is have sex.
You have sex, drown yourself in alcohol or drown yourself in drugs.
We drink, smoke. Basically, that's it. We hardly talk.
No, but you know what he said here? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I sort of wrapped up, right? Yeah, like, I just remember, growing up, you know, there's always one joint you go to, and a couple of niggas or one guy that never goes home. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it took me a while, you know. I used to see those guys, you know, at a very young age. Yeah, we always, at a very young age, they always like, don't mind that guy, Jared, you like today. But growing up, and, you know, being more aware of what's going on here, you know that guy can't go home. Because, you know, obviously, I mean, not necessarily, but the house is not a happy home. Do you understand? But you know there's something bugging this guy. And it's consistent with it. Do you understand? You know this guy is emotional, is in some serious emotional trauma. And this guy is always there. When he even tries to speak to people, everybody is like, oh, man, this guy is always there. Do you understand? And if you give it a second look, you just realize how much that guy is suffering. Because every night he comes there to sit down and drink, he won't mind, you know, having somebody, you know, beside him, you know, where he can just pour it all out with too, you understand? I mean, in some cases, I want to believe most of those guys lose their friends over time. Do you understand? Because this guy is always, I beg, this guy don't come with
I
that
don't even think
drama
it's about that. I even think sometimes a lot of those guys is convenience. You know, see, sometimes, you know, when guys, you look at, go around Nigeria, around the world, you see men congregating around watering holes. And for me, I think that's a coping mechanism for all of us. Right? So some people now take that coping mechanism to another, you know, to different ways. So we all come around and we all are, you know, how will I put it, coping with life together. We do small banter. We, you know,
share
so for that,
experiences.
so yeah, for that 2-3 hours where we with guys or sometimes just your neighbors or whatever, that problem is not in the forefront, in your front.
Okay. So I'll go back to being in secondary school. Remember when?
Why you kick him?
Sorry. Remember what? It was a mistake. Remember when we're in school? I went to a boarding house, and guys or boys would mess up, and they would bring the boys to assembly ground, top floor, and they will tell the guys to lie down and give them 20 strokes. Now, the guys
no.
You need to understand this. You need to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The guys, the boys, including myself, would try to chest that king, because if you cry, you what?
You don't
Your rep.
Now go use you laugh.
Now understand on the flip side. Now understand this thing. When the babes go to that same spot that you collected, they won't flog them. Guys, we collected on the butt.
Everywhere.
Now we collect everywhere. But babes, only babes, na hand. They collect on their hand, but usually they collect less.
So
one,
you won't spoil my future,
two,
baby.
Exactly.
No.
Now they collect less. Now, secondly, when the babe cries, do you know what the guys will do? They will hug the girls.
Femi,
you define this sexually.
Love boy school.
Femi,
my school. If you there, go they laugh. You know
You see this whole thing.
Femi go hug anything. Femi, if you're good morning.
Now brainwashing from when we've been kids. Even from when you were a baby and I heard that it is not right for a man to if boy small picking boy when a boy be male, you not supposed to work out
Big boy
early.
be male.
Mm-mm. You're not supposed to work out early.
Oh, wow.
If you don't like 6 months, make it calm down small. Say maybe sit down well so that it waist go heal well. So that it feel knack well. See, I've heard this. I've heard
Femi
this.
grew up
I'm
for
telling you, I'm
village
not even joking. Like
Femi grew
the
up for
female
village.
child just goes about and does what she wants to do, but the male child would. Those me see that go. You never see videos where they would bend baby. Now man, now
That's
boy,
what
be
they
that.
bend Femi waist. Now why they
Stretchy
walk out
leg,
the way they
everything.
walk out. Waist they free.
You understand?
You know that
from
filter.
when we were babies, this thing has been inserted into our brain. Guy, why you they cry? No, they cry. Even when your mom is going through something and she's in tears, you will be the one. The uncles will send you, say, guy, go meet your mama. Hold your mama, make she no cry. The man. Now, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I actually support that a man should be a man. I'm actually of the support that a man should be strong.
Okay.
Yeah, but how do
No
you
doubt.
handle it? How
Okay,
do you
so-
handle it?
See, how you handle it is to always suck you up.
So guys,
Now,
we
yeah,
need
but
to
you can
wrap
also-
up. We need to wrap up this episode, right? Let's not go too far. So the crux of the matter now is this, right? Yes, be a man, but when something is hitting you, something is eating you up, right? How do you unburden yourself?
One,
right?
I'll tell you one. I'm sorry to cut you short. I believe what I would do is constantly. I think everybody should have one friend or two. Have a mentor. Have somebody that is older than you, that has gone through, obviously has gone through a lot, and has experienced personally or based on proxy, or based on association, and you can talk to that person. So it's left for you to be wise as a man, to relate, to be able to talk to that person that you have chosen. And it's left for you to also accept that by the time I tell this person this thing, anywhere this story go is on me.
Okay,
You
I like
understand?
that. Bon, I'm going to throw this to you now. Why is it that a lot of Africans, right, or African men shy away from therapy? Say, make I go see therapist. I'm okay. I'm
When they
not.
talk my problem.
Are they mad? Make I they pay money. Make
Go on,
person they
you're
listen
up,
to
you're
me,
up, you're up.
right?
Talk,
So,
You're up.
because if you feel like, oh, I don't want to tell any of my friends because I don't want them to know my problems,
Why can't
right?
you go to therapy?
But you need to talk to somebody.
First of all, the culture of therapy in Africa is young, so we don't really understand it. We don't really, So even abroad and places like that, they have had therapy for a while, and even at that, people still resist it. So I think that's first of all the first part of it. Being how many people have success stories about it, because that first of all would entice a man to go and talk in therapy. Then there's the second part of how will I put it? Saying your problems to someone you don't know. And in your head.
Best thing.
It's supposed to be. But the
It's
problem
actually-
is
yeah.
it's a mental lock of
Yeah,
this
we-
guy where I don't
I'm
know.
not comfortable with this
Yeah,
person.
this guy, I don't know him like that. You
The
get
average,
this guy.
the average African. I don't want to just narrow it to
So
Nigeria.
let's look at it. I mean, we are the people that will not tell our closest people where we the jackpot. So
Hey!
You go down travel
So that
finish.
wish. What do you say this
Yeah,
person?
you don't play. They
so
don't
because
go
we are
spoil
those
you.
kind of people,
Yeah.
right? Imagine now I'm going to now tell some stranger, so they will go laugh me for their house, so they will use me, So we have that burden, and I think, like I said, I think it's a lot of mental slavery. I think, I think it's the fact that once people start to benefit from certain things, the truth is some people talk to their pastors.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Some people talk to their pastors. Some pastors are really good at that. They don't make it seem like therapy. You just, let's come and pray with me. And they have to discuss, whatever is going on, and they talk to the pastors and blah, 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 blah. So I think that's the thing. And I think when more that happens, I think people will start to accept therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
I'll add to that,
I don't think
though.
I'll ever accept
I'll add to
that.
that though, because I mean, if on the flip side, the average person just feels if you are going to see a shrink or a therapist,
You don't
you
dey
don't
go-
decrease.
it's immense.
You don't decrease, so
You know, normal again, you
I
don't
swear.
decrease. You understand?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't want to be, exactly
Shrinkified.
in that box.
And
You
the thing that
understand?
scares me with therapy though is to me it's very subjective science. So it's that person I'm talking to, right? And the wisdom and understanding of that person I'm talking to. So the truth is there are loads of people that have gone to therapists, and I feel like the therapist led them astray because it's the experience of that person. So you're going to meet a therapy and you're talking about a certain problem that is deep with you and everything. And therapy is using all his experience from other things, but it's never really experienced that thing you're talking
exactly.
about.
He hasn't experienced it. Even marriage therapy. The therapist is not married.
Dr. Ken one time is saying collect 30 strokes for case
I
when
swear.
he just
Understand? Somebody that's not worn the shoes before. It's not.
You understand?
Somebody that's not worn the shoes before is not telling you how to handle it.
Okay.
So in some cases, even me to myself, I feel it doesn't apply. But I guess
I have a little example. There's a friend of mine some years back that told me came to me.
Came
And
on you.
so
whoa.
he came to me and told me about what's going on in his house, and he said,
it's a guy also.
"Yeah, a guy, yes." And now he's married to a very beautiful woman, extremely beautiful.
Your guy
woman.
wife will calm down.
Let me tell you. Let me finish. Extremely beautiful woman. Now he also is handsome. But the problem with the marriage is, this is the catch. She loves sex too much. Now, he is, of course, he wants to provide for his family. Of course, something has to give. He's at work almost all the time. There's no time for his spouse. But she wants to knock like 5 times a week. And he does not think that's okay. Then he comes to me and he talks about it. And sometimes he also went as far as saying, "Oh, sometimes my private part doesn't stand up." So his private part doesn't stand up. So I'm being serious. It doesn't. It's his penis doesn't. His penis doesn't private sometimes. And my advice to him was before I say something, if your friend comes to you and says something like that, Shodi, how would you respond?
That his dick doesn't stand.
No.
That's more like it now.
Remember. One, his wife enjoys sex so much.
Yeah.
Eat the gym, bro. You're about to get fucked every day, bro.
No. So it's very
serious.
simple.
It's
very
Yeah,
simple.
it's very
So
serious.
you know the funny thing, literally today, but mine was the flip side. A female friend of mine, right? Not even a female, like my guy's younger sister who's married, right? Reached out to me and was like, "Oh, she's frustrated because her and her husband are not having sex. She doesn't know what the problem is, blah, 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 and all of that." Now, this is on another side. You say, now the woman is the one who wants sex more.
Yeah.
The man, because he's stressed, right? So it's two things, because stress can induce your dick not standing up.
Sex will drop your libido now. Yeah, in some cases.
Now, the thing is this, you have to make a conscious
You get me, son?
effort, right, to be sexual with your partner. That's one. Two, if she likes sex more than you, there's fucking sex toys now.
But there's another thing here. No, if
There's
you bring
lots
in
of sex toys now,
I'm listening.
right? So, okay,
Yeah,
your
fair
dick is
enough.
not standing, and use the vibrator on her.
Okay, so
Then what if she not gets
He heard the fuck
dependent
out.
on
if
the
she
sex
gets
toys?
dependent and gets addicted to those sex toys?
But you guys are doing it together.
No.
Guy, you know the kind of sex toys we do now.
Baba, but the point is,
Baba,
you
Baba,
cannot
Baba,
compete.
Let's
The
not-
point
let's
is,
not-
you
it's
are
a discussion for another day.
It's a discussion for another day,
Yeah,
right?
let's not
But
digress.
Man versus machine.
my point is this. Unless he was not fucking her before they got married, he cannot tell me he did not know that his wife had a high libido.
Yeah.
No, it's
You
stress.
understand?
It's stress. Unfortunately
So
for him,
if
along
you
the
can't-
line, his
if you
libido
can-
drops.
No, but if you can't match it, then no. But I would not even advise
You can't
to do
always
drugs
match it,
like
bro.
on the long run, because that will fuck with your kidneys, right? My point is this:
Wait,
if you
sorry. Fuck my kidneys.
fuck with your kidneys,
How?
Baba, they take a good die.
Too much blowing.
Or fine.
Keep taking Viagra every day.
Oh,
now,
no,
see
no,
what
no,
happens.
no, no. I don't
Baba, they
You
take
get
Okpine,
so
Okpine.
my point is this:
That's
there's
another
always
discussion
gonna
for
be-
another
There's
day.
always going to be
Omugwe.
something. There's always going to be something you can do to enhance. And same way I said to my friend who reached out to me, and I'm like, "How do you dress when you're at home?" She's like, "Oh, she always wearing full clothes, blah blah blah, and all of that, right?" And I'm like, "How were you dressing before you guys got married?" And she started laughing. I'm like,
I think we're making the same mistake which we're doing, which is because men naturally need to find a solution for that guy's problem.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he's come.
no, but no. But the thing is this. No.
If you are stressed emotionally, man, you won't be-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about stress. We're talking about.
But the thing
You
is this
understand?
now, your guy has come to you for a solution. Now, the least you can do is, bro, take it easy, calm down, you'll be fine. If you don't have a proper solution for him. What we're saying is that the average guy go verse love and say, your prick not a stand. Your prick not a stand.
And
Do
they
you
tell
understand?
you, Sabi.
You get what I mean? But when you tell him that, yo, bro, it's all right. Calm down. It might most likely be stress. Okay, you know what? I'm going to find a doctor that you can go see. They can check you and see what the problem is. It's not that the guy is shooting blanks.
Let me even tell you something. So this one, I mean, a friend of all of us. Well,
Are you answering
No
my
be me,
question?
no be
well,
me.
yeah. So it's kind of it. So anyway, you know the guy. I just not going to say his name on there. So the guy went. He went out with his babe, right? And the babe was stressed. You know everything. They had gone through hoops to grab this babe, and he got there. He's a young boy, and he just couldn't get it up, right? And the babe was, that normal thing, you can't kiss me. She was very particular. She was like, yeah, come on, we are down, let's do this now.
One bam, thank you, man.
She was like, yeah, and then he just couldn't get it up. And
He was too excited.
he was, I don't even know, because we could see, like I said,
Pressure, everything.
anything. So he came and he mentioned it among boys. And first of all, I mean, so guys first, yabam, the normal thing, right? But something happened when guys don't say, the guy, forget, no jokes apart. No, like, forget the abs. It happens to several of us.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up. You probably are tired. You're probably dehydrated. Just make sure you drink a lot of water and this kind of thing. You're excited. You're running up and down. If you're excited, your dick will come up.
No.
You pour
Sometimes
You were
excited.
too
the anxiety is
excited.
too much.
Either way, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So we just kind of just yarn this thing to this guy. And this was after we yabbed him, which is unfortunately the go-to thing on when guys are uncomfortable in a certain topic. But the good thing is, the guy came, and let me just say the good part. The guy comes later and says, "Do you remember that babe? Do you remember that babe? I go to return of the mark, yeah, And yeah, it was a good side of the story. But the truth is, when he told us the story, I know you could tell he was being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, shit, this just happened to me. I don't know. Is my dick still working? Like,
Like, I'm afraid.
like I'm fucking scared. Like,
Right? So I'm going to ask a question. Maybe you guys should just tell me. Answer. What kind of emotions do men actually feel? What kind of emotions? Like, how do men feel and give back there's a word interpret that emotion.
So wait, if you say different kinds of emotions, we'll
Yeah,
list
so
them out first.
there's maybe fear, there's anger, there's love,
there's fear, anger,
joy.
Heartbreak, underperformance, is underachievement rather.
heartbreak.
You understand?
So how do men actually?
Sakpa.
If I'm angry,
Sakpa.
right? I think for all men, anger comes with physical movement and comes with facial expressions. So you're angry, your face is moving, you don't understand what's going on. You're angry, you want to hit something. For women, they want to use their words.
Some babes want to beat you up though.
For
Christine,
women,
what's her name?
yeah. They want to use their words. The thing is,
Cynthia
for
Rothrock.
babes, that will beat you up, they've most definitely been traumatized. They have gone through a particular relationship that maybe the guy was beating her up and she became stronger.
What she was just an abuser.
You understand?
So just for the sake of it, just mess
for
you
those
up, bro.
levels. So
KO, pow.
for the emotion of anger, right? The physical for men, that is why you hear, oh, this man hit this woman. Like for joy.
So Yeah. So are you saying that that's why men express themselves the way they do because we can't verbalize it?
Yes.
That's a very long way to get to that point, Charlie.
No, we usually.
So
do not
how do you
know
deal with
to-
your wife beating you up? With what you said,
with my wife beating me up?
where your wife beat you up, like with what he said.
No, so I get what
what
you're saying. That
You
the
can't
fact
articulate
that
the
the fact
thing.
that the fact that not that you can't articulate it, but because you know that, if you talk about it to your guys, they'll most likely laugh about it, and you don't want them to laugh about it. So you rather bury yourself in a bottle.
No, he's even saying
Go.
even if in a situation where
Get
you're in
physical.
anger, right?
Yeah.
You are with your wife or you're with whoever it is, and she's
and
making
you
you upset,
exchange.
and she's letting you know what the fuck it is, and you are going to have frustration place that you can't even talk.
And she just
What is
beats
making you
up.
angry? Stop. We are serious. But and then you know that kind of thing, and you end up punching something or trying because you can't articulate that thing, and then is that what we're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
You're angry, right? And you're leaving the house. You grab your car keys. Your wife
And she locks the door.
locks the door, grabs you by the shirt. The first thing you do is, as a man, the way you're trained to be a gentleman is to keep quiet, put your hands down, and not say a word. Some men would, try to leave that whole hand, that the whole choke, right? My point is, how do you handle? Because generally, as men, how we handle anger is physical. Especially when if Ogiva pisses me off, I would probably want to fight him. And you know what happens? After we fight, the next day we settle.
I will beat you.
Nothing happens. It does not matter. You can beat me up, but it does not matter. But you know what happens between a man and a woman?
See, I stood up for myself though. I ain't no little bitch. I ain't no little bitch. You ain't gonna ride over me.
I will tell you
Shit.
what happens between a man and a woman. I'll tell you. I've been married for a very long time.
16
Right?
years. 16
And,
years.
I've been married for a very long time, and I will tell you one thing: men, do not forget. We might forget the incident, forget the shouts and everything, but the pain remains. So when your wife pisses you off, when she says some things,
that says some things.
when she says some things
Below the belt stuff.
that pisses you off, that you'd be like, I told you this thing when I was
Bitch ass 1 minute nigga.
you understand those kind of things,
Fucker.
yeah? And I say, I told you some things when I was vulnerable, and you use it against me when I am at my lowest. I won't want to talk to you again. Now, the woman forgets that she has said all these things and expect the penis.
So in the words of in the words of
the
in the words of
It's
an
the
artist,
private part.
in the words of a Nigerian artist, no let them see you finish your biscuit.
Marriage is supposed to be a beautiful thing. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing. I'm always.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
even women say it,
the
yeah.
most beautiful flower is a rose, right? And what is it filled with? Thorns.
Do you understand?
So
Even some women
it's
are
not.
like,
it's never going to be straightforward.
when a guy cries
know
in
they
front
smell
of
fine.
them, yeah, they don't respect the guy anymore. There's some. I've met some
I'm serious.
females
Rose,
that have said that shit.
you don't smell rose before. You smell anything.
But
I love her, but you don't forget,
anyways,
you go love
guys,
secondary school now.
we've overshot our time. We need to come to the end of this episode. But most importantly, guys, with your emotions, whatever it is that you are going through, always take time out, right? And find the right person to talk to. Don't keep it inside you, because when you keep it inside you, it burns you. So if you have to speak to someone who's older than you, someone you respect, somebody that you know would take your secret to the grave with you or with them, do that by all means. Getting physical, that's why there's the gym. Go and box. All right. Get that emotion off. Don't punch your wife's face or your girlfriend's face. Go punch the fucking punching bag. All right. And what was the other thing we spoke about? Oh, talking to your guys about stuff and everything. Friends are meant to have like minds and all of that, which is why I feel I think this happens for women when they get married, right? Their friends actually change because their single friends don't understand, but it's the same thing with men as well, though. You begin to get other men who are. So I mean, the fact that OJ, I'm not throwing shade at you. I'm just saying there's some conversations that I can have with Femi, and Femi would understand. There's some conversations I can have with Bond. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I can.
You shut up. Okay, you didn't happy. Okay, you shut up.
I want to finish on this. So, guys, and this is not for the people that are with problems. This is for us guys in general. Let's remove the mental slavery. Let's listen to people. Let's not be quick to crack that joke, because it can really crush people. It can really, stop people from saying the things they really want to say in their heart. I mean, let's listen to each other, because look, women are not going to take care of us. Our children are not. Our parents will try their best. But the truth is, only we ourselves can take care of each other. So let's listen to each other and just.
But you just say that now just made me realize that that's why a lot of old men have clubhouses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just clicked in my head.
They want niggas.
They're like birds of a feather.
Yes,
they understand. Like, they've been through shit, so they can be most vulnerable
on almost every level. Because
but the truth about it is, and this is the thing I was talking to my dad about, is even in that level, they don't talk. So what men do is that we congregate,
we
right?
release
and we are all going through that thing individually. So you sit down there with your beard, we're all dealing with our demons individually, but collectively,
and use our vices to just forget about the issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but but
just
the truth is, where we are coming from is saying, like, you know what, we can do better, because we know. Well, we hope our children are going to definitely do, but we know that, you know what, can listen to this guy, can talk, and I can, say. One, not to listen to him.
One or two things. Okay, I'll say something. I'll say that this, for us parents, I think that for us parents, I think, and future parents, I think that we should pay more attention to our kids and the way we relate to them, because my son would talk to me if he sees me as a mentor, if he sees me as a father, a proper father figure, and it comes during the day after school, calls me up. I think you
get out of here,
calls
man.
me up and says, "Hey, father, dad, this is what happened in school. I'm going to bed. I'm doing this. And I tell him, hey, guy, I love you. Good night. Are your sisters? Give them the phone. Hey, I love you. I love you. I love you. Same thing that goes on with the guy. Same thing I tell the guy. My son, I tell my daughters. So I make them aware, I make all of them aware that, guy, you're all kids, you're all my children, and I love you the same way. And you can come to me to discuss anything at any time. I think from my perspective is, from the kids' angle, let's talk to our children so that they can talk to us back. I think that's important.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry. Importance in the sense that
you are a balablu.
No, I don't get, because I mean, what you said is
like
very
a
good.
Town
it's
hall.
very good.
It's
It's
different.
good advice. But in relation to the emotional man, is where I'm coming from. How do you?
Yeah, because as the boy,
you're trying
to
train this boy.
So you're trying to train the boy.
Emphasis is on your son,
boy, on the son,
right?
yeah. So you're trying to train the boy
to deal with
to have a conversation, and the boy, your son,
rather than saying, "No, suck it up, you're a man."
Chooses the father to have a conversation with at every point, instead of choosing a friend, because the father has more experience, obviously.
So you should always try to at least mentor your child.
Talk to your child, let your child be able to tell you. Like, I always tell them, the only thing I can accept is a liar. Even if you go thief for outside and you come home and say, "Daddy, I stole this. Come here first. I'll treat that." That conversation. Be that person with your child. So he always tells you what's going on.
Add to that is even that same thing we're trying to talk about is allowing, like I said, you can, all that thing that we have talked about, the boys don't cry, this thing, that conditioning needs to even start changing as we go on. That, look, you know what, you can cry, you can be a man and cry, right? However, what makes you a man is this.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not crying.
No, I agree with you. Remain tough, try and be as masculine as you can.
Do
you understand? But just find a way to manage it. Know who you are going to. Know who
You can
go
be
to meet
vulnerable.
To
Hey,
discuss.
don't be a little bitch, though.
You understand? Know who you can. You need to know who you can meet
finally.
when you're going through some kind
talk
of
to
things.
the right person. Like
Yeah,
you said.
exactly. Talk to the right person.
All
That
right,
talk to
guys.
the-
Anyway,
yeah.
talk to our social
That
media.
makes sense. Yeah.
All right, guys. If you like this episode, make sure you check out our previous episodes. No Wrong Convos podcast on YouTube. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, at No Wrong Convos. It is one word, all right? See you next time.
Over the years.
Hey. So this is a thing now, yeah. Over the years,
No, yours was
Man,
in recent times.
a town hall.
Over the years with Charles Darwin's analogy.
before I said it. I think I'm going to go talk out. I don't laugh before I talk out.
You found out.